Welcome to Land Academy. This is the Cash Flow from Land show, where we show you how to buy unwanted vacant land and sell it for more on the internet. I'm Steve Butala.
I'm Jill DeWit.
We are your hosts. With over 15,000 completed transactions, we are the experts in this niche land flipping business.
We hold a drawing to win a free property every month. Enter to win by reviewing this show on iTunes and downloading our free ebook at landacademy.com. All right, let's get this show started.
Jack Butala for Land Academy. Welcome to our Cash Flow from Land show. It's your show too. We show you how to buy property for half of what it's worth and resell it the very next day. Great information and instruction from me, that's Jack.
And inspiration from Jill, that's me. Did you forget your name there? For me, Jack.
In this episode, Jill and I talk about when rural land is too rural, is there such a thing? Jill, great show. Before we start, here's some funny stuff that you're going to share with us that happened to us recently.
I think it's really cool that you went out last night with the Mole Trap King.
Oh my gosh. Oh my God, that is hilarious. Here's a conversation that we had. This guy,
I love this guy. So funny.
Listen to this story. This guy, he's a longtime personal friend of mine, and he bought a company from a Canadian guy, and they sell mole traps, like for moles.
It's hilarious.
Like everything, it's made in Canada, and he gets them over here, buys a 6-month supply, and because he just figured out SEO and Google and stuff, you know, apparently he's the only person who sells this stuff, and he's killing it. He bought a 6-month supply and literally sold it in 1 week.
So funny.
So he's like, what else can I do this with? He's asking me. I said, I don't know, man. Google will tell you what to sell if you use it properly.
That's true.
Regardless of what business you're in. Jill and I choose to sell products that we actually know about.
This is true.
It's possible.
We don't have moles around here.
It's possible to sell stuff and just, that way.
Uh-huh.
I think it's short-lived, but
I
told him
hilarious.
Enjoy it while it lasts because you don't know anything about moles or traps or anything.
Exactly.
Or SEO, really.
Exactly. Or distributing,
It is funny, Jill. I'm glad you brought that up. Hey, let's take a question posted by one of our members on successplant.com, our free online community. So, Kevin K says, and this is a question from the past, but recently in Success Plant, somebody answered his question, and the answer is what's fascinating, not so much the question. And I didn't answer it, another member did. My name is James from Charleston, South Carolina. I'm a residential builder remodeler. I came across Land Academy's site looking for ways to find discounted city infill lots to build spec homes. Hey, they're finding us, Jill. Mm-hmm. I was wondering if anyone's used this course to specialize on city infill lots instead of rural acreage. Looking forward to learning a lot about all aspects of the land business. Thanks, James K. Answer in Success Plan a day later. James, welcome to the group. With my last mailer, I actually did both larger acreage in rural areas and infill lots. Now I haven't done any infill lots in a big city. I just mailed to a master plan community. I wonder where he got that idea. Jill and I do that all the time. I just mailed to a master plan community near a lake where there's quite a few houses, but way more vacant lots. I sorted for appraised values, less than $20,000, and I offered $500 each for lots appraised less than $2,000. I offered $350. I ended up buying 6. The most I paid was $750, and the least was $350. This guy's buying infill lots for $350.
I know. I'm hearing you.
Just when I think we're buying as cheapest.
I know.
And I already sold 3 for cash, around $3,000 each. I offer terms deals on the acreage, but the infill lots I insist on cash because there's HOAs and on and on and on and tight building codes, and I don't want to accumulate all those fees, and he's very smart about that. Hope this helps, and again, welcome, Ben. If that's not honest, Jill, and that's straightforward, you can't buy publicity like that. I just think that's a great story.
Mm-hmm. That's why we have Success Plant.
Yeah.
That's the whole point.
I mean, we could end the show
helping
right
each
there.
other,
It makes
sharing
me so
it.
happy.
I know.
That's
working
why we
together.
started Land Academy. I feel proud right now.
I do too.
I'm proud that we started this, Jill, and kind of shared it with everybody. We make way more money now than we ever have because we shared it all. People ask me that all the time.
Yeah.
Why the hell are you guys sharing this with everybody if you're making so much money? Because now we make more money.
So, well, and
That's the
everybody
answer.
does, and it feels good. It's giving back. We were kind of done anyway, let's be honest.
Right, exactly.
But this is just, we were done financially, but not done personally, or you know what I mean?
Yeah, like Rocky Balboa says, you know, I still got a lot of stuff in the basement. I got some stuff in my basement still.
Got it.
I
In
gotta
your
get it
gut.
out. Yeah, in my gut.
That's it. Like, where are you going there? You don't have a tummy. What are you talking about?
Like Rocky, you know.
I know.
Rocky says some good stuff. Everybody
Yes.
everybody busts my chops for Rocky all the time.
It's all
Why
good.
is that?
I don't know.
Let's do the show about I think it's well written.
Anyway, our point is, it's the pride and the giving back that you get. You know, what, Jack, here's what I think. I think that some people go, you know, the pay it forward thing. Some people kind of balk at it and say, oh, that's kind of silly, whatever. You know what? Watch. Be a good person, put good stuff out there, and watch what comes back.
That's why you're the
Next.
inspirational piece of this.
Thank you. Who knew? That does really happen.
If you have a question or you want to be on the show or you just want to talk to Jill, call 800-725-8816. Today's topic, when is rural land too rural?
That's a mouthful. Say that 3 times fast.
When is rural land too damn rural? You're right, I can't say it.
It's awful. You know what? That's going to be a thread. Here we go. Somebody started a thread in Success Plant, which I love, about
the stupid stuff I say.
Well, no, it's about your Michigan accent. We should add what is he? Rural.
Make fun of Steve.com.
Oh, totally.
Jack or whatever my name is.
Rural. When is rural land too rural?
You know, oh my God, Jill.
I'm sorry,
Would
we're
you
a
like
little
to
punchy.
Here's some stuff about Jill that you may not know.
Oh no, here it comes.
You can't tell Jill that she's got like a spot on her dress or something. She takes it really personally, like in an unhealthy way. So it
bugs me. You're right.
So if I said you're pronouncing that word wrong 16 times, I think it would
I'd
be
fix
a different reaction.
I'd fix it. I'd go to a voice coach and fix it. We can thank my dad for that.
I'll be your voice coach if you want.
Thank you. My dad is a little bit of a perfectionist.
Somebody told me I sound like Howard Stern recently.
Yeah, I did hear that. That was
I don't
interesting.
think that's,
no, I
don't take that as a compliment.
No, I think the sentiment was not that you sound like him, but you have a way of just being upfront and honest like that, which is not a bad thing, Jack. You don't hold back.
Yeah. Well,
sometimes I wish you would.
We're gonna. We're
like the spot on my dress yesterday.
We're gonna keep this show rated.
I could have said a big purse.
We're gonna keep this show rated G. God damn it.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, and all right.
Anyway.
Howard Stern. Oh
when
my goodness.
is rural land too darn rural? Oh, you just have to say it slower and then it's easier.
That helps.
A lot of people differ on this. I'm not sure there any such thing, but I really think there is such thing. Like the North Pole is probably too rural. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's probably good for whatever, like research or something. But and I guess people live there too, so maybe it's near. I don't know. What do you think, Jill?
Side of a mountain.
Yeah,
doesn't really work for me.
Access, you know, and I should do a book on access.
Am I going to build a ledge for my house or my cabin? I don't know.
I had a piece of property one time. I honestly was going to let it go back. I bought it in a huge group, and I was going to let it. It was literally the side of the Grand Canyon, like the inside of it, just like you're describing. And somebody bought it.
How did it slip through the cracks?
No, I didn't slip through the crack.
How'd you get it?
I bought it in like a group of 300 or 400 properties a lot of years ago.
Got it.
And it was a take or leave it, all of them. And it was such a good deal, I did. And so I sold everything, and the property was left. And this guy that climbs rocks bought the property. I guess he wanted to, not for very much, but I guess he wanted to say I can climb on my own property or hang a map. A lot of people just take a picture and hang it on their wall and say, I own property in Arizona.
Oh, yeah, I can see that. Totally can see that. I get it.
So, I don't know. This topic is, because of the business that we're in and the experience that we have, I don't think there's such thing as too rural. Everything has value. If you buy it for $1 and sell it for $1.30, and it's a piece of real estate, which is conceivable, then it's got some value. It's not too rural. I don't know.
There are some situations where it's stuff that I pass on. That's very, very true, because I can afford to pass on it. I don't need to. And because
it's so rural, or is it access?
Probably Access.
Yeah, it's Access.
It's Access. Because, gosh, I tell you, nowadays, you never know. I mean, things keep popping up. Like, remember that Canadian island? Who would have thought?
Yeah.
This really weird island I found in Canada. I was doing some research on people living off the grid.
Did you buy it?
Oh, no, they're already there. No, somebody, I was just doing off the grid research, and this was 2 years ago. And I was just kind of looking around about other people solving problems about, not really a problem, but just figuring out water, power, and this kind of thing. And I stumbled across this community in Canada where all these people live together on this island. I'm like, it's got to be cold up there in the wintertime, by the way. But they love it. And they are really off the grid as far as, like, in a kooky way, like, you don't go shopping. Like, they share things, they recycle things among them, I mean, it's really kind of interesting, and they are happy and they love it. So I come back to, you'd be surprised. You and I might think that, who would want to live there? No. But there's somebody who wants to be that far out and have their own space and their own blue sky, and nobody's bothering them, and they like that they can't see city lights from their backyard. They really want their own whatever it is.
The internet, specifically YouTube, is packed full of people who celebrate the fact that they left Manhattan, specifically Manhattan. I'm not sure why. And they live in the middle of the desert in Nevada or something like that. Mm-hmm. And they bought 40 acres on the internet for $4, $5, $6, $10,000. And they're completely off the grid. They collect rainwater and they make videos about it, and they love it.
Isn't that a San Francisco movement that I've been reading about too? That there's some younger, I really think I've been reading some articles about some younger, like a movement in San Francisco
because you can
to
have
get
internet,
the heck out of the city.
Satellite internet.
Yeah, why am I living here and paying all this when I can be over here? I mean, that's the other thing too.
I did see something about that, Joe, or maybe you and I were talking about it.
Yeah. So
that's not my personal choice, but that doesn't matter. What matters is that whatever they're into, they're into.
Yeah. I guess that's it. You have all the choices, and you should never assume what you want is what somebody else wants. That's what I come back to.
You want to change your gender like Bruce Jenner? That's fine.
Where did that come from?
I don't know. God, we talk about real estate so much.
Did
we talk about other stuff.
Say that triggered that?
To each his own. I don't care. If you want to live in the middle of nowhere, on 40 acres and collect rainwater and be the happiest and film the whole thing, that's awesome. I don't want to do that. And I'm happy with my gender. That's my point.
What's interesting is that some of the things I'm reading, they're doing that for a reason.
That's fine.
Well, here's what I think too. What I'm reading is some of these people are moving out in these less expensive areas because they want to do things they do want to travel like we do. Let me back up. Someone might live somewhere that might be considered rural to somebody else because it's less expensive for them to be there, and now they can afford to travel and do all the things that we all want to do,
There's a show on Netflix called...
or many want to do.
Cut Your Expenses in Half. It was originally on HGTV, and they put it on episodes, and I love watching it because it's kind of like what we do. So what happens is they take a real-life story, or theoretically a real-life story of a couple or a family who are living usually in the Northeast, and it's expensive. And they say they're going to move to Corpus Christi, Texas, or they're going to even move out of the country. And they both have jobs on the internet, so they can do this. And it's amazing. Like, specifically Florida, I didn't realize how cheap it is in Florida compared to, like, the Upper East Coast, like Boston and New York. I mean, they're taking $10,000 worth of expenses, mortgage and stuff, and they're reducing it to $2,000 and have, like, right on the water. You can buy a house in the water.
Have you seen that,
I didn't
Alan?
know this until this show.
Gosh, haven't you seen that? There's another show. I love it. It's HGTV. It's like Island Homes or something like that. And they really are going around trying to find really cheap waterfront property all over in the South. You're right, Jack. There's South Carolina. You get into Georgia.
Yeah, I did see that beachfront property.
Yes,
or
that's it.
or
something like that.
Property.
Yeah, and it's I love this show. And they're like, look, you have your waterfront right here view. You may not be in this, you're not in Hilton Head, kind of thing, but who cares? You want your waterfront, thing. You've got it. I really like that show. It's a good show.
I do too. There's a bunch of cool shows on HGTV. It used to be really silly. It was just all about people flipping houses, which, gosh.
We get tired of that. It's kind of the same thing.
If I did a show on HGTV, I would do like a highlights reel. I don't need to see every last detail of remodeling a kitchen. I just want to see the math. Like, we bought it for $3,000 or $30,000, and we sold it for $40,000. And we put $5,000 into it, and we sold it for $82,000. Next, we bought it for $90,000.
Do you know what my show would be?
What?
Okay, if I had to do a show, you know what I would pick? I wouldn't do a show about anything at all about what we do. I would do a show about what we can do now. For example, about our life now. I mean, just basically, we worked hard. We figured this out. We have a great revenue stream going. And look what we can do now. Because what we do outside of work is the most fun. I would love to follow myself around with a camera. Because what we'd come up with is hilarious. And I know our friends are like, what are you guys doing now?
I just sent a mailer out. Yeah. I found you're right.
Right?
That
would be way more fun. Like, oh no, where are they now?
I just got data from the Coast Guard and sent out mailers. I sent just like we do with land for yachts. Mm-hmm. Like offering $30,000 for a $900,000 yacht. Someone's going to sign it. Something's going to come back. So yeah, I just think it's funny. I mean, see, not even that related, Jack. I love that about you. You're always thinking about that kind of thing. I'm just thinking about our normal day-to-day walking around existence, which is pretty darn funny. Exactly.
We sit in the car. People kind of, our friends go, what the heck do you guys talk about, on your show? How could you possibly do a show 7 days a week?
Stinking land.
But we are cracking up all day long. Our normal driving in the car is comical.
You're right.
There's always something funny. So it's good.
This is the Technical 2. 2 minutes of property investment advice from our 15-year, 15,000 plus deal experience. We have to change that to 16,000 soon here. Mm-hmm. Don't knock this rural thing just because it's not your choice. I hear it all the time. And I specifically hear it from seasoned real estate people. Yep. Who the heck would buy a piece of property out there? Hey, just because you don't want to do it and I don't want to do it, I don't want to live way out there. But a lot of people do. Mm-hmm. So don't knock it. Mm-hmm. Spread the word. Tell everybody so that people stop saying it because I'm tired of talking about it. Mm-hmm. That was 2 minutes.
That was 2. Awesome. Thank you. Check. Move on.
Have a question? Jill's not into that. Every time the word don't or any negative word is in anything, right? Jill doesn't participate.
Right? Have you noticed that? Very good. I rewrite things. I'm like, it just rubs me the wrong way.
Stop your crap. I would name everything stuff like that. Like,
oh my gosh, I know.
Stop it.
Yeah.
And then Jill would just walk away.
If you're not a millionaire, you're an idiot. That's how you title it. I'm just kidding.
No, how would you say? How would you say stop it in Jill-ese?
Try it this way. Seriously.
It's amazing that we ever got together at all.
This is very true. You know what, really something? I have to show you this right now. Here's my inspirational thing. I actually wrote
just let me say the sentence.
Okay, go ahead.
If you have a question or you want to be on the show, call 800-725-8816. Jill, inspire us.
Okay, wait. First, you have to say this. Look, please read out loud the 2 words that I crossed off right here. It ties in. What does that say?
Don't be.
Right? So I rewrote my own inspiration because I can't do the negative thing. I can't take it. I don't like it. Okay, so here's my inspiration reworded. Are you waiting for something to happen before you make a change? Be proactive, not reactive.
Like what? Give us an example.
Oh my gosh, like what's going on in our world this week right now? I mean, we're making it a good thing. We're making a change, And
we got kicked out of our office space.
Well, yeah, but we could ride it out. We're not going to ride it out. We got too much going on. We don't want to see the bitter end.
We got kicked out of our office space. Let's rephrase this.
All right, go ahead. It sounds like we did something bad.
Well, no, we all did.
The owners have a different direction on where this building's going to go,
and they want to do something else. They want this office space is going to be a restaurant.
Our office space is about to not longer be office space, so we can ride it out, or we can make a change and go find a new office space.
And what happened? We cut our rent in half.
Yeah.
In an awesome place. Yeah. And now we own our phone numbers, which we didn't own before.
And it's going to be a lot quieter than it was in the last 3 shows.
So, I mean, only positive stuff came out of that.
Yeah. So
there's still people running around this office, not our office, but other people, and just in a panic. They don't know what to do. Mm-hmm. Can't handle change.
I talk to people all the time who are looking at making a change in their life. And they're coming to I think it's a theme. They're looking for a lot of people come to Land Academy that have good jobs, and they want to make some changes, and so and they're not. You don't want to wait until you're laid off and then scramble. You want to be proactive, not reactive. So
well said, Jill.
Thank you.
I love it.
So it's because I come to these people and they're like, oh, I can afford to wait. I can afford to wait. I can afford to wait. Oh, can you? I don't know. I guess my big thing is just if you want to make a change, go do it. Don't wait until you're staring at something and you have to do it. It's better. It's better if you're proactive because you are calling the shots.
Always. Right.
You want to be in control.
And you have the resources, like the time and the money.
You're in the driver's seat.
Right.
That's what you want. So thanks, Jack.
Nice work.
Thank you.
Join us in another episode where Jack and Jill discuss how to use information, that's me,
and inspiration, that's me,
to get just about anything you want.
We use it every day to buy property for half of what it's worth and sell it immediately.
Get there first. Awesome show, Jill.
Thanks. Thank you.
I said in the show about living rural. You and I had that cabin for a lot of years. Mm-hmm. I loved it up there.
I did too.
It wasn't off the grid crazy, and it had a jacuzzi and stuff.
You can go get milk. There's a place to get milk. There's one place to get milk when they're open. But you could get lost up there. Mm-hmm.
I'm not even going to say the name of the town. That's how awesome it is.
No. So, no, it's just, for me, the point is to each his own. Don't assume. That's what I learned over the years, because I really would sit and go, who would want this? And it's funny how many people just love these way out there properties, that there's nothing there and they get excited. They love it, and then somebody else wants this one. And those people are scratching their heads going, who wants to live next to neighbors? Why would you want a neighbor right there? That's silly.
I titled this show because somebody asked me recently again, who the hell would want to live out there? And I get so tired of answering it. Sometimes I snap. I'm like, you know what? You just don't get it then.
Yeah, and that's okay.
And that's not cool. I should be cooler about it. I should have a little more patience.
Do you really snap?
Yeah, you don't get it then.
I'm like, that's cool.
Or how do you sell property on the internet? You don't get it, dude. It's not good. I gotta chill out.
My favorite is, I guess
it's like, get out of the
I never say it, but I'm thinking
Open your mind.
I guess we had 16,000 one-offs then. Can't explain it. That's all I got.
Jack and Jill, information and inspiration. Let's go buy some property.
We hold a drawing to win a free property every month. Enter to win by reviewing this show on iTunes and downloading our free ebook at landacademy.com.
If you want to get involved or you need more information about our profitable, niche real estate operation, call 480-467-0359. You just might get Jill at the other end of the line.
landacademy.com. You are not alone in your real estate ambition.